Hi, this is day 4 of 30 Days of Awakening with me. Today, I want to talk about how do you know when you're waking up? How do you know when you've had a moment of awakening or an awareness of yourself? How do you know? What does it feel like? Well, it feels like you become super present to your thoughts and emotions, and you can see them. You're witnessing them as if that's you are this big hall, and there's a voice in the hall spitting out words. Hey, today we're going to, and you're aware of, you are the awareness of that voice. Like you can hear a voice happening. That's what awakening is. It's like you're, like just like imagine a dashboard. You are sitting in a cockpit, and there's a movie out in front of you. And that's your life. And then in between you and the movie screen, there is a voice talking. And there's a body experiencing sensations. Emotions can come into it or not. You can become present to the emotions and present to these thoughts. And then there's the movie. So you could be walking down the street in your movie and you see the trees going by. And there's a voice. Hey, what's going on? Don't forget to talk to Walter. It's like you're literally like, imagine a movie with a narrative. Like that's what we're experiencing all the time. However, a lot of times that voice, we don't know what it's saying, but it's running. It's choosing where the movie's going. Like that voice is just going off. It's oh yeah, why don't you turn here? Go down that road. Yeah, it's oh yeah, there's like that. There's something going on. It's like you're like, oh, and really you are watching the movie. Well, it just all runs on its course. So then sometimes the movie gets into a place where you're like, wait, I don't want to watch this movie. How did I get into this movie? Ah, what? Okay, that's how that so. Awakening, waking up. Waking up is becoming present to that, the thoughts and the emotions, in addition to the movie, in addition to the physical world, this stuff. Like, in addition to that, right now, if I stop talking for a second, what are you thinking about right now? I just thought, I wonder if I did this pause too long. But in that waiting, I really wasn't thinking of, I didn't have any words in my head in that moment. And maybe because we were waiting for our thoughts right there, maybe none of us did. Oh, and guess what that is? That pause that we had, we were like, what's in your mind right now? And you're like, I don't know. And you start thinking about it and you can't think of anything. That emptiness, that silence of word, that's awareness. That's waking up. That is something you can live inside of, that like you're playing hide and seek and somebody's coming around the corner, that like you can hear them. In that moment you're completely still. It's like you're suspended in air. That is aware. That is waking up. That awareness, that presence of stepping outside of your thoughts and seeing them in addition to everything else as if they are one more construct in the world. If the emotion is a construct in the world, you see it like, I'm seeing my emotions, I'm seeing my thoughts, there they are. And I mean, not even seeing it, maybe it's hearing. Weird for me, I don't know, like when I meditate, for some reason, and maybe somebody has an explanation, but I feel like I always feel my thoughts behind my right ear when I'm meditating and I'm open and the voice is going and I'm just watching it. Feels like it's coming out of here. Strange. So how do you know you're waking up? You're becoming you're starting to witness your thoughts. And I can say sometimes, for me, the first time that I really started to experience this, and I have to say, I almost don't want to put this out in the world, as a limiting belief, but it has been my experience, and maybe I can help shift it by drawing attention to it. It has seemed to be that the people I've spoken to that have had the kind of self-awareness discoveries and breakthroughs and cracks in their consciousness like I have, that it took them being cornered by a pretty substantial amount of emotional pain to get them to go like in the Matrix, like in the movie. And that reference, man, that movie is so brilliant. It feels so real, that when they pop up and they wake up to the reality of the world was not the Matrix, but it was this. They're all like these human energy machines, like they're plugged in, and they realize, whoa, that can be scary. It was for me. I won't go into all of the details right now, but I have a feeling if I continue doing this, I'm going to share the story, because it was a huge turning point in my life. But I was 21, and that was when I had created, through my ego, putting me in a situation that I wasn't comfortable with, trapped and cracked itself. And the emotional pain, and that became so great that I was a third party. I was extracted out of my mind, and I was looking at my thoughts like they were in my face all the time. I was walking, I couldn't not. Everything I thought was always in my awareness, like the radio there, like paying attention to a radio. Like I was like, shut up! Like I couldn't not. It's like it just was on all the time. My awareness of my thought. And it scared the shit out of me. I mean, it really did. And it took me getting to a place of accepting it, of being like, well, and again, I'll go into the story some other time, but there was a process. I was 21. I didn't know anything. I still don't know anything. I'm 40. But I created space around it, and I accepted whatever that situation was, and then eventually it shifted. And by me accepting it and allowing it, it allowed it to pass through. And that's really the key with anything that you feel that's ever heavy, is to allow it to be there first and realize it's temporary, just as everything is. So, awakening. How do you know when you're waking up? And so, the thing I was talking about with pain. Pain can wake you up. And through waking up, the discovery is that emotional pain is nothing to be afraid of. It's actually a great teaching tool. And then there's a whole nother level of experience where it's a blissful experience, just like everything else is, because it just feels so human. It feels so real. This like, oh my God, I get to discover something with this. I get to feel this. Like, I mean, I want to feel it all, the full spectrum of it, because it's all so beautiful from that place of awareness, of peace, pain, fear. It's what we're meant to. We're here to experience the full spectrum of consciousness or awareness, pretending it's not awareness, pretending it's this body and this world, And that may have gone a little far. I don't, at the moment. I'm going to talk about that later. But I'll say a thing to consider with all of this is throughout the day, there are tools you can use to help you become present to your thoughts and emotions. Walking up the stairs. And these are things, lots of different types of meditating. There's meditating for just about doing anything, if you Google it and look it up. But so a place to start could be walking upstairs. You walk upstairs, just feel the stairs with each step. Just actually feel it with your foot. Instead of having your mind go and think about where you're going, what's in the fridge, who are you shopping, what's happening, just feel the stairs. And as you feel it, what you're doing there is you're meditating, basically. You're taking yourself out of that, chasing the rabbit of a thought and just letting it run amok, and you're putting yourself in the moment. And then, if you're in the moment, if you can become, after that, present to the next thing you think. Like what's in your head right now? If you can catch yourself throughout the day thinking things, it's like you're getting a glimpse inside of your operating software. You're getting a glimpse inside of the programs that are running that you're not aware of, you know? So, you know, let's say that you really don't like your haircut. You just got a haircut and you can't stand it. And you're not present to it. So you continue to tinker with and mess with your hair, mess with it over and over, and you spend 35 minutes looking in the mirror and it's just not right, and you're not paying attention to the phone, and then all of a sudden you're 15 minutes late because as you went completely unconscious fixing your hair and it just didn't look right, and you weren't aware of what thought was happening in your head, which was probably, oh my God, this just looks terrible. I don't look good. My hair looks like crap. It's like every time I do this, what was I thinking about this haircut? Who's going to think I'm looking good like this? You're like, there's a thing going on in your head that you're not aware of, that if you were aware of, if you stepped back in that moment, like, look, wait a minute. Oh, look at all the crap I just said to myself. Stop. No. My hair's fine. Or whatever. Like, becoming present shines a light on the absurdity of the tapes that are running in our heads that are ultimately running our decisions a lot of times. If you spend 35 minutes messing with your hair and it really didn't make a difference in the mirror, that was an audit, that was running its own, was running the show in that moment. That energy was. It was literally hijacking your life experience. You didn't have any ability to choose to not have that happen because you weren't present to it. It was, that energy had taken its course. And now, let's put that on a bigger level. Think about anger, how that can hijack a person. And then you wake up, it's like you come to after, like, what did I just do? Even the most present people to themselves I know have those experiences still. I don't think in this body that we can completely excuse ourselves from human reactions exclusively. Maybe as time evolves, maybe we can. Maybe it's a limiting belief for me to say we can't. Maybe we can. Maybe we all can together. So, how do you know when you're waking up? And things to help. All of this is about helping waking up. This whole 30 days of awakening is about talking about becoming present to our thoughts. And the incentive for it is this, it's a better experience. It's a more rich experience. It's oh my God. It feels like, I was talking this morning with a friend about meditating, and the incentive isn't just that you feel peaceful, as I said in one of the earlier videos. And the incentive isn't just that you get to not act out of automated patterns. But the greatest incentive is it's so ecstatic in the way you feel. It's like that feeling, when you have been a kid, or even when you're an adult, when you're friends, you're sitting around, you're brainstorming about ideas, and everybody's excited, and it's just like that kid energy is this high vibration of like, oh my gosh, yeah, but what if we did this? What if we did that? What if we did, like that energy. That's what is deep inside of the meditating. Like when we talk about peace is not neutral. Peace is that playful, childlike thing. Awareness, when I get to a place where I'm sitting more time in that awareness of my thoughts and awareness of my surroundings and awareness of my body than I am in identification with thought, it creates a sensation, like a high, like a like kids. It's like, kids, how can kids play? They don't have that much energy. How can they play 12 hours straight and just be like that? It's because they're tapping into that source, that creative bliss, that thing that when we get through all the chatter that we've created and we can get into that stillness and that presence, that's that. Whoa! It's like you feel like a kid like that. I do. Every time I'm done meditating, I get to a place where now me talking about it, like now I'm like, woo! When I'm done with this video, I feel vibrating. Just talking about the vibrating. Um, so I hope to share that more. And that's what we're doing, you know. The more, it's like literally stepping out of that thought and living in the awareness of ourselves not as that thought creates a physical sensation that the more we do it, it intensifies the vibrations. Like that's like this chi, this energy gets like, whoa, it gets so powerful, and you feel big, you feel infinite. That's an actual sensation. It's not like it's an actual sensation. Every day, all the time. I could turn off the video. I'm feeling it now a little bit. If I turn off the video and I just go there like, oh, like I can feel that right there all the time. It's like in that place, there's not, no thing is a big deal. It's funny. It's funny as shit. Like your awareness of this, like thoughts. They think like, oh my God, what am I afraid of? Ooh, look at this. Tim's afraid of something. You know, it really feels like that from there. So that's the incentive for all of this, you know. That's what I want to share. I feel like irresponsible if I didn't spend time talking about this because it's so amazing. There we go. Thought was, man, that sounded crazy. But I saw it. All right. I'm going to stop now. Day 4. How do you know when you're waking up? When stuff like this is happening. Have a great day.